to California.
Hi, I'm Michael with California Travel Videos, and for our third interview at Quartzsite Q21, we have a very special interview with Lucy and Brian from Nellie Adventures. Now, if you believe relationships are based upon both your individual strengths and making compromises, you're going to love hearing from Brian and Lucy's win-win approach to travel, working together on their YouTube channel and their life decisions. In fact, I'm sure you'll agree that when you're out on the road traveling, this is just the type of couple that makes great neighbors and good Samaritans. Well, okay, let's go ahead and join in Lucy and Brian now as we learn more about their RV adventures.
Okay, hi, I'm Brian.
And I'm Lucy.
And we're with
Nellie
RV Adventures.
Awesome. We're so happy to have you here today. And so how did you find yourself here? Tell us your story.
That's your story. Actually,
he likes to hotel it.
I'm a room service camper, and she used to be a tent camper. So to compromise, we have an RV. And what got us to Quartzsite is we came down here because we're one of the cool kids, and we wanted to be part of the group. And every year in January we go to Utah to see the son and grandson for their birthdays. And Quartzsite's just part of the journey, coming down here after Utah to spend time with all the friends and now family that we've met since we've been here.
So this is not your first rodeo, it doesn't sound like. You are seasoned.
It's our third year.
Third year.
Yeah, and it's our third year where we've met up with other YouTubers.
So what have you learned over the 3 years, would you say?
Bring plenty of water.
Yeah.
True.
Make sure that you have your tires are in good condition because you're driving on rocks.
Right.
And have a good time.
And plan on spacing. Give everybody their space, because we're not at a campsite. We're not at an RV park where everybody's in like sardines. We're in a big wide open space. Give everybody their space. Remember that there's people that do this full time, so it's their home. So treat it like it's their home. Don't think that you can go walking through their campsite or interrupt them whenever you want. They're at home. Follow the just simple rules of courtesy.
RESPECT. You know about respect. Yeah. I mean, that's the golden rule, isn't it?
Yes.
So you spend some of the time at home in California, like ourselves, in Monterey area. Is that right?
Yes.
So how often would you say you get away? Now, you mentioned you come here 3 years in a row, and I guess you're staying a couple weeks or something like that. Mm-hmm. Is that kind of your typical modus operandi, or some of them shorter and most of them longer, or what's your...
We don't go as often as I'd like to go.
Agreed.
Last year was shorter because we were at the end of pretty much 80 days on the road. And
then the COVID hit.
Right, and then COVID, and I was itching to get home to settle down and decompress. If she had it her way, we'd always be gone. But if we had it my way, I've become quite the homebody, and so the
way that we compromise that is we're out a month at a time, or 2 months at a time. Or three, like last year we did 3 months at a time. So we compromise by going out as often as we can. Sometimes we take short trips down the road to Big Sur.
Yeah.
But when you traveled, you said sometimes you do it shorter, and as you got to do the 2 to 3 month, was there a lot of lessons learned on, like for us, as we we did our 3 month last year, we got to bring more stuff and some other things that you want for a weekend you don't really need.
For us, it was bring less stuff.
Right.
We discovered there was things we never even touched on the trip.
We brought more stuff than we were even. I mean, and we did some downsizing before we took this trip. Mm-hmm. If you're going to the East Coast, 2 words you got to remember: Cracker Barrel. Because if you want to boondock, you might be in a Cracker Barrel
on the East Coast, not on the West Coast.
Right, mm-hmm. Because they don't have the BLM land. They don't have the open space to boondock, so you have to pick your your places
So
carefully,
sometimes
or it's
it's
expensive.
talking, yeah.
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 We and Cracker Barrel, they're the consistently were the best places, and consistently were the more open to having.
Well, thank you. I think I've learned something from you.
You need to go to Christopher's in Savannah, Georgia, and get shrimp and grits.
Oh, and my wife loves
It'll
shrimp.
change your mind forever.
Okay.
Because of the
Forever.
gravy that they
Oh,
use
yeah.
on it.
It's a red-eye gravy.
I'm
Oh,
learning
yeah.
so much from you.
Yeah.
I'd like to interview all day long, but tell us a little bit about your passions, either RVing or with your computers at home, or what are the things that stimulate you in
Yeah,
life?
my passions now, it's more just educational. I like to find something that I don't know how to do. I'll give you an example. We had one of the motors go out on our slide.
Oh boy.
So the first attempt was to repair the motor, get it to where it functioned again so we could get the slide in and out. Well, it turns out that the motor just couldn't get enough oomph going to where it would spin. So we end up having to buy a new motor to replace it with. But now, because of the whole thing about going in there and taking out the motor, we took out the motor, we put the new motor in, we got our slide to function, that we know if something should happen on the road where we don't have the availability of the YouTube internet library, we know how to do it now. We can fix it. And if somebody else has a problem, we can at least direct them on what to do.
Okay, cut. Now we can't go on because is he going to be a bit? I think I want to marry him. This is my kind of guy.
I made a meme. The only meme I've ever made. It shows Darth Vader wearing a mask, and the text is, "When did everybody join the Empire?"
When eventually they do, don't they? Yeah. When did they join?
When did you become Borg? When did you join the Empire? Everybody was the rebel. We're fighting with Luke and C-3PO, and now everybody's wanting to put a mask on and be Darth Vader.
So tell us about Luke.
Oh, so anyway, my passion is YouTube and creating videos.
Hey, yes, and
so if you're interested, come over to Nellie RV Adventures.
amen. Mm-hmm. And how are you feeling your journey is going?
I'm really liking the journey. I find it a hobby. I'm not doing it for business.
Mm-hmm.
And so because I'm finding it as a hobby, I'm not posting on a schedule. I'm not doing all the things that YouTube says you have to do to make lots of subscribers and lots of money. I do it because I like it.
For passion. So in other words, I get the feeling you both like to share. That you're giving people, and you like to kind of have these wonderful journeys, but you like to have other people appreciate.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the creative side of it. He loves the intellectual side, the learning side of it.
Well, and you're like me. You like all the toys because you were in computers for many years, right?
Yeah. But on this trip, all the new toys that we have on this trip, they're her toys.
Whoa, Nellie!
She's been a wife that's been out there. Well, heck, Nellie needs this and Nellie needs that. So
yeah.
I keep them working. That's my job, to keep them working. So
that sounds like a pretty good partnership there. Do you find sometimes is that it takes some to be a guardian angel for each other if you kind of get too much immersed in being giving, or do you know when to have the right checks and balances?
Well, we don't. It's like I said, it's kind of organic. We do what we do, and when it goes in the same path, we're together. And when it doesn't go in the same path, we respect each person's individuality and their alone time or whatever it is. Like her YouTube, that's her gig. I'll help her wherever she needs me. If she needs me in front of the camera, I'm in front of the camera. She needs me to hold the camera, I'll hold the camera. I'm behind it, but it is her gig. I'm the support group.
It's a great partnership. Just that's the one last question. The best one always that we always forget to is, what did I not say that you would like to talk about?
The RV community experience, because it's like everybody's in their own personal lifeboat, and we're all adrift here together. So everybody is always helping everybody to get it to where everybody has a better time, a better experience, and just less issues. Because we're all going to have issues. We're all going to have problems because we're you know, whether we're taking on water or there's too much wind or there's sharks circling. We're all going to have those. But the more lifeboats that are on the same page, we're all in this together, helping each other. It gets us to the end. It gets us where we need to go.
Mm-hmm. And for me, it doesn't matter if you are an RVer or not an RVer. If you just watch YouTube videos or you're a creator. Life is how you choose to live it. And that's the most important part. If you're not living the life the way that you want to live it, change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon account that we don't have because we want your money. Kidding.
No.
They are not monetizing dudes and dudettes.
Do not donate to Whoa Nellie.
Well, thank you very much for the interview. It's been such a pleasure, and I just can't wait to share your story with everybody else.
You know.
Thank you for inviting us and having this connection.
And
absolutely,
you guys need to exchange phone numbers or whatever since you're neighbors. When you're in town and we're in town, there's no reason to not get together. I mean, between Petaluma and Seaside, there is 1,000 places we can meet that are going to be awesome.
I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, what a great interview with Brian and Lucy and their dog Lucky. So, yeah, we had a great time down there, and phenomenal people, and also did a fantastic day trip with Meant to Be RVing with Terry and Mike. And Brian hung back, you know, on the other trip, went on a side trip down to Palm Canyon, and it was pretty steep. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and take a look on California Travel Videos for our Palm Canyon mountain climb, more or less. So anyway, that finishes our interviews down at Quartzsite, getting back to Petaluma, California, and ready to head out on the road again, going towards Nevada. So if you want to join us with there, Grace and I have a great trip coming up for you. Can't wait to share that with you. I'm going to the Valley of Fire and then off to Lake Mead, and hey, who knows where. We got a couple weeks off, time off for good behavior. So as always, if you get a chance, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And if you got any comments, we'd love to hear from you in terms of what your thoughts are, what you'd like to see in our future shows, or what's on your mind. So as always, thanks for dropping by and watching the video. And until next time, as always, happy trails to you until we meet again. Peace out. Bye for now.
Have you been to California? Seen the sights and people there?